So we're back with more Sonic Generations because you guys wanted to see it, and we're gonna play it here. Somebody told me there was a pinball level. I'm actually gonna look for that. I forgot where it is, but I'm gonna try and find it. And also something interesting I realized is if you hold down, you keep on pressing the boost button, and then you actually try and stop, you can infinitely boost while kind of trying to stop, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but yeah, that's kind of odd. Yeah. And I guess you can just continue it, be like, yeah. And then you can kind of just do like a, you know, I don't know, like a skip walk or something like that. Be like, alright, fuck it. Anyways, for those of you who have not clicked off the video already, which I'm sure most of you already have, let me see here if I can find out where this place is at. Somebody said there's a pinball level. Okay, so after basically saying fuck all of that, we're going to play Crisis City Act 1, because apparently I couldn't figure out where the hell the pinball thing was after looking all over the place for it. So I decided to cut that because it was boring as hell. Not really sure why I did that, but okay. So yeah, I can't really say I'm too much of a I can't really say I'm too much of a fan of Sonic Next, as some of you have called it Sonic 06, Sonic 06, whatever. There's actually a bunch of names for it because there's not really an official name. If you go on the Wikipedia article for it, there's like all these different names that people have called it. So yeah, but I'm not really too much of a fan of that game, except for the Mach Speed sections. That's about it. That's really only it. And, I don't know, it's like, I guess it's like, it's probably these games are more nostalgic or more, entertaining. What the fuck is this shit? Am I rolling into a ball and grinding on a rail as a ball? Okay. It's probably more nostalgic to the people who, like, you know, grew up on these games rather than the old Sonic games and stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's like, it looks cool, whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know what it's probably like? It's kind of like how a lot of Final Fantasy fans are divided into two groups, where you've got like the people who like the really like sci-fi technology stuff and everything, you know? It's all like futuristic and, you know, blah blah, all this stuff, you know? And then you've got the people who like the Final Fantasies that are only the fantasy kind. Like, you know, everything's set in like, you know, the old ages and all that stuff, and knights and princesses and so forth. And so it's kind of like how Sonic is, because you've got the earlier Sonic games that were all just kind of like, okay, you know, Sonic's like on an island and fighting Robotnik or Eggman or, you know, whatever the fuck. And then you've got the later ones, which are like, oh my god, a dark and evil force has come to envelope every single aspect of the world. You must save everything from a dark and bleak future. And then like everything gets all like dark and evil like this and all this shit, you know, and it's like, yeah, it's two different types, I think, right there is what it is. Oh, let's just get the speed sneakers and then run to the wall. Let's just waste them. How did I not get hit there? Whoa, here's some fucking platforming for you. I thought I was gonna die right there. Kind of looked like he was doing the super peel-out maneuver there for a second. And by the way, a lot of you asked if I was going to do Sonic CD, a video of that. I will be doing a full playthrough of it. However, it will be the remade or redone or HD remix version, whatever you want to call it, of Sonic CD that's coming out. Because it's going to have a few new features. It's going to have a few new features. It's going to have the soundtrack is going to be Japanese, the Japanese soundtrack instead of the American one. And so the gameplay is going to be slightly changed, wherein, I shouldn't really say gameplay, but the engine's going to be slightly changed and stuff like that. So that should be interesting. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say the American and the Japanese soundtracks, there's this big thing over, oh, what is that trolling? Oh, that's nice. That's a troll job right there. Wowee. Wowee, Sega. That, I have to hand it to you for that one. I have to hand it to you for that. That was just amazing. But I was saying, though, there's a big controversy because the Japanese soundtrack was one of the highlights of the game to many of the reviewers and stuff like that who play the game. Like, they thought it was incredible and really fit Sonic, and I do agree with them on that. I think the Japanese soundtrack, like, that's one of the reasons I consider that game to be the epitome of Sonic games. However, due to licensing issues or whatever else, nobody's really sure as far as I know. Like, there was a bunch of stuff, I guess. They had to hire a dude in America to do the entire soundtrack from scratch. Like, just basically do an entirely new soundtrack for the game. Now, you got some people who consider the American soundtrack to be superior to the Japanese one, and you got some people who consider the Japanese one to be superior, and some people who think that they're kind of, you know, 50-50, and I'm one of the 50-50 people. I think that the American soundtrack has some good songs, and the Japanese soundtrack has some good songs. I think it's a good mix. Some songs fit better, like I think the Metallic Madness song fits better in the American version. That's just my preference. But I think that Palm Tree Panic and a lot of other songs like that fit better in the Japanese versions. So, you know, what the hell. But anyways, that's the big change right there. That's the main big change, is that the domestic version, the version coming out in America, is going to have the Japanese soundtrack. And so that's going to be kind of interesting. And I don't know if they're going to do anything besides that. I've heard rumors that Tails is going to be in it. Don't know about that one, stuff like that. So we'll see how that's going to go. But definitely going to play that. I'm going to do a full video playthrough of that from beginning to end. And yeah, and that comes out in December, I believe. If not December, then very early 2012. Crisis City. It's a crisis. What did they call this city before this happened anyways? Did they call it Calm City? Was it always Crisis City? Was it just really bad, like, traffic? Just go to Crisis City. We welcome you to our city that's a fucking crisis all the time. Oh boy. Blaze the cat. Holy shit.
I wish I hadn't needed your help, Sonic, but thank you. By the way, you seem to look less spiky.
Sonic, I hope we can keep the slip up of mine just between the two of us. Ha ha ha, fuck you. Alright, so now we're gonna go dick suck run, I guess. I don't even know what game this is from. I guess Sonic Colors? I don't know. I guess. That's my guess. Rooftop run. You can attack enemies doing a spin jump. Oh, across the city, restored. Fuck yeah. Just glorious, glorious. These little robots look like they're big old pitchers of Kool-Aid. And now I want some Kool-Aid. Haven't had Kool-Aid in a while. My cousins used to actually dye their hair with Kool-Aid. They used to literally put Kool-Aid in there. They used to get Kool-Aid and have it be boiling, like have it be like super hot, and then they'd like leave their hair in it, like they dip their hair in it and leave it there for a while. It was mainly my some of my female cousins, because obviously the guys didn't really want to dye their hair red or whatever else, and they didn't have long enough hair to do it. But yeah, they just dip their hair in it and dye it, and it worked. It worked for like probably about a few days or so. But that's the main thing I actually remember about Kool-Aid from my childhood, is that my cousins used to dye their hair with it. What the fuck is this asshole? He's dead now. See, there's something about this. It doesn't feel like Sonic. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like the first 3 levels really felt like Sonic to me, and then as the games go on, they just feel more like they put Sonic in a game. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they just like ROM hacked it or something, or I don't know what. Like, it's just not Sonic anymore. And what the fuck am I supposed to do there? What? But it just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like him. It's like they just stuck him in something else, you know? And so it's like, I don't know. It's weird. Then, of course, don't even, you know, get me started on the fact that the Sonic storyline is possibly like one of the most fucked storylines in like all of gaming, because, okay, what kind of horse shit is that? That's good planning there, because if you jump to get up there, you get fucking dicked. So how are you supposed to deal with that? Come here, asshole, there. Because you've got the original storyline where like the only human on the planet was Robotnik. Then you have Sonic Adventure, and that gets tossed right out the window, and now there's other humans. And then you have Sonic Next, where he's like suddenly in a fucking like medieval time or some shit. And then you've got Sonic Colors, he's suddenly on the goddamn moon. And then you've got the little planet of Sonic CD, which I don't know where the hell that even fits in, because you've got like all this weird shit on there and everything, and like future and past and present technology. And then, you know, it's just like, it's all these different timelines. It's almost like the Sonic games are all multiple universes or something like that. That's about as best as I can come up with. And so, that's kind of weird too, you know? It's like, they never really gave a shit about actually establishing something. But then again, other games have done that too. Like Zelda, instead of establishing... Like, Zelda almost does like the opposite. Because Sonic's like, let's get the same character and give it an entirely new storyline and an entirely new locale and everything else, and like nothing really clicks except for the fact that it's the same character. But Zelda kind of does something different, wherein, yeah, it's the same character, same, you know, person, whatever else for the most part, but the storyline remains basically the same. What happened to my audio?